And so one of the things that I enjoyed was the Carpe Diem Bonus Weekend, where everyone who was a part of the Carpe Diem course was invited to come to Thailand. And there were five of us who gathered at a local coffee shop. It was absolutely gorgeous. And we got to tell our stories and we got to share our desires. And it was just so amazing to meet people from all over who have all struggled with wanting to travel and being fearful about what that looked like. And we're afraid that we might come to a foreign country and not know anybody, and afraid that we might not meet people. And then here we are sitting underneath a tree at Clay Studio in Chiang Mai. And it was just so fun to actually realize that in a short period of time, I had created such close friendships. And it was really great to see Michael listen to everybody's desires and really help guide them so that they could really meet the kinds of people they wanted to meet and to travel to the places that they wanted to travel and overcome all of the fears of trying to get everything perfect along the journey. So some of the things that I enjoyed most about Michael was observing how relaxed he was with travel and how he interacted with other people, especially the locals when we were traveling. And I began to observe that he just had so much fun, and he kind of, again, leaned into the mistakes that he made and the kinds of failures that happen when you're trying to communicate with someone with a different culture and a different language. And he just made it into this game, this fun game. And I could see how people began to react, to him, and that it became fun. And there was always smiles and laughter. And it made me realize that the fears that I had about not speaking the language and not understanding how the money worked and all of those things, I didn't need to take so seriously. And so that's one of the biggest benefits of traveling with Michael is really getting to see somebody who's kind of figured out all these ins and outs, realizing that life doesn't have to be so serious, and that learning a foreign language doesn't have to be so hard and tedious. It can actually be really fun. One of my absolute favorite things about Michael was walking behind him and the other guys on the trip and watching the flurry of women around him as he walks by and says something to them in Thai. And it literally was like a theater, like a live theater. It happened before my eyes. And I always would step back and just enjoy the show every time. Since I took the Carpe Diem World Traveler course and I went to Thailand to meet Michael, my world has absolutely expanded. I have stayed in touch with several of the people that I've met, and I've been able to stay at their homes, and I've received emails and pictures and WhatsApp messages from people from all over the place. And I feel so connected. And I have this sense that we're all going to meet up again, and that all of our worlds are going to continue to expand as we travel to new places and we experience new things. And as I said before, I had the great fortune while I was in Thailand meeting Michael. I actually met another Carpe Diem World Traveler course student, and we became partners, boyfriend and girlfriend. And I've had the great fortune that he came to the US to stay with me for 3 months, and I'm super looking forward to joining him in England. So if you're feeling the call to adventure and you're thinking about traveling, you're thinking about taking a Carpe Diem World Traveler course, I encourage you to follow your heart, because I did. And even though I was scared out of my mind and my mental self was telling me, my mind was telling me constantly that I was being irresponsible, I really felt the tug of my heart to take the adventure. And I encourage you to start paying attention to the signs. I remember I go to work every day in my local library just to get out of the house. And I walked into the library that day, probably a day or two before I booked the trip to Chiang Mai. And I was working, and on the way out of the library, I saw a DVD that was in the for sale box that said Chiang Mai, Thailand on it, and had these Thai women, and it had a temple in the background. And I remember thinking to myself, that is some crazy meep. And I took a photo of it, And that really anchored me. I was like, the universe is telling me to travel. It is telling me to go to Chiang Mai. I'd never heard of the city before. And little did I know that there were signs and clues all around encouraging me to follow my heart. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Start paying attention and start looking at all the ways that the universe is supporting you to fulfill your dreams.